First off, I'd like to thank GetFPV for sponsoring this video. You can get the QAV500, these Tattu, as well as Luminaire batteries from getfpv.com. This is a video response to those of you who have asked the mod that I've done, 13-inch props with these 380 kV Tiger motors, what type of flight time I'm getting with the 6S 6200 milliamp battery. And in previous videos where I introduced this setup, you may recall where I had the battery mounted on the top. But as you can see here, I've 3D designed and printed some taller landing gears. So now that we can mount our batteries underneath, as well as I've been able to mount the Taro T2D gimbal to the front of this, and it has enough clearance so that the GoPro doesn't hit the ground. So it's been a nice mod. If you guys are interested in these, I'll be happy to post them on Thingiverse and let you download them. They just twist and snap right in. Our battery's mounted, and what I wanted to mention is in an upcoming video I'll cover this 8000 milliamp Luminaire 6-cell battery, but unfortunately it has these EC5 connectors. And when my EC5 connectors come in the mail, I get everything switched out, and we'll do a test with the Luminaire 8000 milliamp hour battery. And unfortunately it's raining today. What I intended on doing was going out to the field and doing just a simple loiter test to see how much time we could get. But what I'll do is I'll just do a hover in the garage. We'll have the 3DR Tower app connected to this little rig I've demonstrated in the past over Bluetooth. Then I'll pull the log file off the Pixhawk and we can chart the battery consumption over time. And let me mention, I know I've read many times in forums where guys complain about these battery flight tests not being indicative of what you're doing in the field. The goal is to get a nice ballpark flight time estimate so you can work from there. I have the QAV500 hanging from my digital scale. It shows 2.37 kilograms. So changing the units to pounds, we're at 5.23 all up weight. Okay, we have everything powered up. I'm gonna go ahead and connect to the QAV500 to get telemetry.
GPS 3D lock.
You can see we have a full battery at 24.4 volts.
Arm. Waypoints received.
Okay, so I finally had to stop. We were running at about 21.5 volts under load. I could have gone a little bit longer. You can see that we're at 22.2 volts with no load, so that's roughly 3.7 volts per cell on the 6S battery. I landed at about 17 minutes of flight time. I feel like I could have gotten another 2 minutes out of it and we would have still been at roughly the 3.5 volts per cell under load, but definitely don't recommend getting any lower than that. So let's just take a quick look at the Pixhawk telemetry log. You can see we start at 24.4 volts, then we arm and you can see that load applied, so the voltage drops, and then we just see a steady decline over the next 17 minutes. And down here at about the 17-minute mark, you can see we're at basically 21.5 to 21.6 volts, and this little spike at the end back up to 22.2 volts is where we've disarmed, so there's no longer any load on that battery. And just as a reference, if you guys want to take a look at your data from APM or Pixhawk, I'm plotting the voltage parameter from that current message. And I'm looking forward to following up with a test with this 8000 milliamp hour battery. This is about 25% larger than the Tattu 6200 milliamp hour battery, but that doesn't necessarily equate to 25% more flight time, just because, as you know, these batteries come with a weight cost associated with them. So what I'll do is I'll take this data from the Tattu and chart it from the telemetry logs on Pixhawk, and I'll do the same with the 8000 when we get that test done, and we'll compare the data. I know that was a really long-winded way of showing that the flight time with that 6200 milliamp hour battery was 17 minutes, but the question was asked. It's raining outside, so I figured I'd share the process of going through that in my garage. So stay tuned on this rig. I'll be doing some more with Tower and demonstrating the different flight modes. We'll get that 8000 milliamp hour battery in there. If you have any questions or comments, please post them below. And until next time, thanks for watching.